we're back. Good morning on this Thursday.
Zach has left the building.
Zach has left the building. Bless
Now we
his
really
little
turn it on.
heart. It is 47 degrees outside. Grab an umbrella on your way out the door. You'll need it today. Rain pretty much
Might need a boat.
throughout the day. You might, Donnie.
Good point. You might
Sleeping on
need
the
a boat.
couch tonight. High temperatures today of 49, and tomorrow, hopefully, all that rain will be gone after a few a.m. showers with your high temperature of 62 and 40 for your low. Over the weekend, though, absolutely beautiful, so get out and enjoy. Hope you have lots of outdoor activities to take place, and don't forget the East Limestone Band is having that yard sale.
Hey, how old is that picture?
2 years.
Last year.
Okay.
Last year.
You can see me from 30, 35 years ago every Monday, if you'd like.
That's
Hey,
last
let's
year.
do some news this morning. We reported this tragic story yesterday to you guys. Former Limestone County Chief Deputy died Tuesday at his Lauderdale County residence from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Jim Landers, 66, was a Rogersville City Councilman, former Chief Deputy for Sheriff Mike Blakely. By the way, Mike Blakely will be doing that funeral, Tom, officiating the funeral over at Fairview Baptist Church coming up tomorrow. So Jim Landers, and he used to work for Greg in the real estate business, just a super guy too. So, all right, yesterday I told y'all at Gator Daily about that teacher being suspended out at Clements High School.
Yes.
You could read about it this morning in the News Courier. So, we'll tell y'all more about that later too. Robbery suspects exposed, Frank, by the Good Book. How'd that go, Frank? Two Moulton men left a personalized Bible at the scene of a home invasion Easter Sunday in which an elderly man and his two caretakers were held at gunpoint. I'm not kidding.
God works in mysterious ways.
The guy was 94 years old. These two guys show up posing as preachers. They had a personalized Bible that belonged to one of them with them. They left it at the scene.
Dummy.
Says here that was stuff that got them caught, but it was a big clue, according to Gene Mitchell, the Lawrence County Sheriff. One of these guys used to own a restaurant bar downtown Moulton.
Things are tough, apparently.
Yeah.
But when you leave a personalized Bible at the scene of a home on a 94-year-old man,
How'd you like to go to the pearly gates? What'd you do with my word? Rob. Yeah.
Come on, guys. I mean,
awful.
And then you leave your Bible.
It makes us Christian looks bad.
Hey, good news though, the Huntsville is in the 19 in the nation for economy. Huntsville ranks among the country's top 20 economically strong metropolitan areas, according to the findings released Monday. 19, Huntsville came in. Birmingham was at 40. Tuscaloosa 173, Auburn, Opelika 257. Athens is too small to be considered in that. They would consider us with the Huntsville deal. Decatur individually ranks 342nd. And speaking of Decatur, you know, they just passed that entertainment where you can drink and walk around, Donnie. New restaurants are moving in over there. Says according to Mayor Decatur Mayor Don Kyle, with all the new restaurants we've had coming recently, it's good to see some of our existing ones decide to ramp up.
Is that you, Jamie?
What?
Oh, Jeremy.
So they're over there working. Decatur is on fire right now, Tom.
It does.
And Democratic legislator Joe Mitchell, the black guy who sent the racist remark out, says he will apologize.
Shocking.
Yes. Representative Joseph Mitchell, Democrat Mobile, says he's ready to apologize for his email that he basically blew everybody out of the water and they couldn't believe he said it.
What'd he say?
Mitchell, who is black, made the comments in response to an email from a retired coal miner. Mitchell has remained unapologetic since the emails were reported. He went to say that white people were rapists and all this kind of stuff, talking about his ancestors when they were slaves.
Really ugly.
Oh. You've been out of the country. You've been in Louisiana.
I've been in Louisiana eating crawfish and visiting.
Tom, being an insurance man, what is the biggest killer for car accidents? What do they cause from?
Animals?
What are the biggest killers?
What causes car accidents the most?
I don't know.
Weather.
Weather.
Now, you're a nationwide insurance man, Tom. You should have known that.
But he gets all kinds of claims.
Although large weather events such as tornadoes and hurricanes get most of the news, the USA's biggest weather killer by far is car accidents. On average, more than 7,000 Americans die in weather-related wrecks each year on our nation's highways.
Don't let the legislator know that. They'll pass an executive order to
Well,
stop
here,
driving.
if it's raining outside, it's 45. It needs...
It needs to be slower than that.
It needs to be 45 miles an hour on Highway 72 in front of us 24 hours a day. You try to pull out, ask Frank. You try to pull out here,
you gotta
somebody
go.
go T-bone you.
You know why? Hey.
I mean, you're going to get T-boned.
Now that was
Hope you got a car and nothing, you know, a Prius trying to pull out.
USA Today, here's a good reason to get a grip on the stress in your life. Shut up. If you handle stress poorly, everything from conflicts at work, Abby, to disagreements with your spouse, to irritations such as sitting in traffic jams, it may put you at a greater risk for anxiety disorders and other mental health problems 10 years later.
The only time I ever get mad on the streets when it's a traffic jam like that. That's why I moved to Alabama. There's no traffic.
People who respond, Tom, to stress with more anxiety and sadness than the average person were much more likely to have self-reported anxiety, mood disorders 10 years later. Well, I don't care about 10 years later. I care about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 10 years, you'd be...
Okay, Donnie, you don't have to take the furlough, do you?
No.
Your president, President Obama, has taken a 5% pay cut, doing his thing to further the economy, to feel sorry for the people that are having to give up 20% of their income.
But wait a minute. Now he's giving that back to the State Department or the Treasury Department. Why not give that to the? Why not share your wealth with the people?
He expects everyone else to do that.
All right.
I know.
Big news this morning. Jay Leno, like this is a surprise, is quitting the Today Show again. This time they're giving it to Jimmy Fallon in 1 year.
And
Leno brags about his view. How many viewers he has? Well, he has half as many as Johnny Carson had.
And twice as many as we have. That's it.
But you know what? You know what would be the smartest way to do television these days? Now, if I could get anybody to work here and go along with me, come on at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and just to stay on all night. That would be the thing to do in North Alabama.
You have lost your mind.
What?
Nobody else is doing it.
Probably with good reason.
Nobody's going to be up at 1 in the morning.
Nobody came on at 5 o'clock in the morning when I came on at 5. Now they're coming on at 4:30. So we got to do something to get on before then.
Well, I do want to say...
How many people want to vote for me on Facebook to come on at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
By himself. Thank you.
Well, I could do that.
You certainly could. Thank you, Jim Phelps. Just moved back to Decatur.
Don Phelps.
Jim Phelps.
Phillips.
He's been living in Florida for the past 6 years, and it feels good to wake up to your show and Folger's Custom Blend. We have that here as well. It sure does. I absolutely hate every sports team in Florida. Well, Jim, thanks for watching.
All right. Today, now this is not a cell phone, even though it looks about like one. This is from my parents' house in New Hope. The cell phone is 40 years old today. There are, what, 6 million people?
You need that, Mike?
Yeah.
6? Well, that's what you tell me.
Yeah.
There are 6 million people in the world. 3 million of them, Tom, have cell phones.
Yeah, and some of those are government-owned phones.
But anyway, the cell phone, now I can remember, I had... Before any of y'all, I had a cell phone in my country rover vehicle back in the late 70s. But the first phone I ever saw, Kenny Blythe, who is one of the owners at Limestone Chapel, his daddy was the undertaker and owned the grocery store, which I worked at both places for him in New Hope.
He wasn't in the meat market, was he?
He had a station wagon, and he had a phone in it, Tom, and it was about this big. And I could get out there. Of course, it probably cost $10 to use it, but I could use that as the first phone I ever used inside a vehicle. And now, got phones everywhere. Then I had a country rover phone in the late 70s also.
Well, I guess you'll be getting a new phone soon.
Couple stories I want to talk about this morning. USA Today reports it. New heart risk finding for men is hair thin.
What?
Good hair, strong heart.
New heart.
First sentence.
So
good hair, strong heart. Here it is right here. Not good news for Bob Lavin. The long-studied idea that balding men have a higher risk of heart attack, Tom, gets a new report in a study out Wednesday. But experts say hair-challenged men need not rush to the doctor's office. It concludes that the link probably does exist, Donnie, far weaker than the link between heart disease and well-known risks such as smoking, obesity, and high blood pressure. The findings might give balding young men one more good reason to work on reducing such known risks. However, guys with receding hairlines may have less to worry about.
Really?
Studies that assessed severity found that the balder a man was at the top of his head, but not the front, the more likely he was to have heart disease.
So that's
okay. I think a lot of that has to do with that. The first one you talked about, the stress. Because that stress because they're losing their freaking hair.
If you have hair that looks somewhat like
Jamie's,
Jamie Cooper of Cooper and Company,
you're in trouble.
You may have a long way to go.
Uh-oh.
The stronger the head of hair, which mine's a lot thinner, not near as dark and thick as it used to be.
But it's receding.
But it still looks good.
It's receding, though.
It still looks good.
Okay.
All right, let's do a Dear Jamie, then I know you guys can be off to work, and we'll hear from Should we call him Roadrunner or Boater?
Call him Roadrunner. He's about to put that on his truck.
Yeah, that's right. I just did that. Dear Jamie, my husband, who I love, went into a convenience store with me the other day. It doesn't say how long they were married here, but I'm sure they're probably in their 40s or whatever, 50s. A new employee, a pretty young thing, stared at my husband with an expression of recognition and surprise on her face.
Yeah.
Surprise.
When I asked him about what it was about, he laughed it off and said, "Oh, you're just imagining things." The next time we saw her again, he acted real nervous and started talking real fast. You probably know what I'm talking about, don't you?
My God.
As if trying to distract me, dear Jamie. He seemed to be avoiding eye contact with her, Tom.
No.
T-Tom.
T-Mac.
She ignored me while obviously trying to lock eyes with him. The third time, she again ignored me, but smirked and giggled while we was checking out. Then she shouted, "See you later," to my husband as we went walking out the door. I turned, I caught him glaring at her without him thinking I was seeing him.
No. It's okay.
When I asked why he did, he replied, "I looked at her like that because she was acting like an idiot." When I asked why she'd be acting like an idiot if they didn't know each other, he started screaming at me.
Uh-oh, guilty.
He called me crazy and threatened to leave me if I brought the subject up again about her at the convenience store.
Oh, lighten up.
Should I ask her why she's so amused by my husband and why he's angry at me?
I'm sure he's a funny
This
guy.
stinks to the high heavens.
Yeah, guilty.
Now, you know how women... Okay, let's tell a story.
Yeah, let's tell a lie right here real fast.
No, this is the truth. We walk out of the courthouse one day. I've just been tacked on for another
Memories.
5,000 or 10,000 for saying something I shouldn't have. Probably that anger management.
Yeah, child support issue.
We got our lawyer with us. We walked Huntsville, Madison County Courthouse, Tom. We walked downstairs, shut up. This fairly good-looking blonde comes up.
Fairly good looking.
Well, yeah. She was what, 30 or 40? I mean, she was probably, 40.
In that age group.
Well,
She's a little bit old for you. She's a little bit old for you at that time.
Older than me, yes.
This was a couple years ago. She says, "Jamie, you remember me?"
And she's got like a 15-year-old kid
I'm
next
thinking,
to her.
before you give it away, I'm thinking, don't tell me. Don't.
I'm saying not another
And she's
one.
about to, but my lawyer's with us. Gloria's going,
Oh, my
if
God.
this woman says she knows him and that's his kid,
I'm out of here.
See ya.
I don't care how he motorboats, his ain't going out. I don't care how he rolls. So I said, she said, "You know me?" And I said, "God, I hope not." I'm Beth or Renee or something. "I'm your first cousin." And
then I'm thinking, ooh,
no, she said
worse.
something about her 16-year-old. She said something about her
That is
16-year-old.
best.
No, she said something about her 16-year-old kid who looks just like you.
Yeah, great. We're full of
She said first
stories.
cousin. I said, "At least it wasn't the second." But that really did happen.
Second would have made it happen,
That's
right?
awful.
But you know how women stare at me when we go places.
It's okay, I don't
And
mind.
you'll say, "How do you know them?"
I do. I don't ask that
told
question.
you, I told
don't
you.
ask if you don't want to know.
Fiction and nonfiction, you got to pick it out. Which one is right in that story?
I'm sure nothing ever happened like that with y'all.
No, I don't even do that. I don't go out. I stay away from those stores.
And they're still talking about you at the Big Easy.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to take a break. We'll come back. Y'all ever got anything y'all want me to talk about?
Please send it in. Give him something else.
CountryRover@gmail.com.
Yes.
CountryRover@gmail.com.
Or
Especially
text
for
him.
dear Jamie
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, oh, anything, yeah.
230-1123 is his cell phone number.
Don't call me, text me. I don't like to call people back.
Yeah, I can
rarely
vouch for
texts
that.
back.
Heard that. We got to take a break. Be right back. Y'all hang on.